Yo, yo, yo. Looks like the homie and Batman are in town. Good to see you guys. Jay Stowe, Senor Bills. GP100. Awesome. You guys hear me okay? Hopefully it's good. Men better put themselves first. 100%. 100% Batman. You know, it's ridiculous how you got really two choices now in life. And years ago, that choice would have been her, to build something with her, right? And now we know different. Timmy Kramer's in the house. Should I ever get married, Timmy? Says. Trong Lu, what's up, brother? Good to see you. The reality is this. No. No long-term relationships, no marriage, no cohabs, and no kids. Now, it's hard to tell someone not to go after kids, but the risks and the rewards, guys, aren't worth it. Grant, LA, good to see you. All men struggle. And so that's why I thought, hey, you know what? I was flying back and thought, you know, there's only really two choices now. It's you or her. That's it. If it's not you, you got a life of difficulty. You got a life of risk, right? You got it, Timmy. No marriage for you. Hit and quit. That's all. Hey, Rebel. Hey, y'all. Oh, I don't know what that Irish Gaelic is, but good to see you. Grant, LA. All men struggling, keep your head up. I know you can swim, just got to move your legs. Big love, Brad. Thanks, man. The reality is this. If you don't put yourself first, you're going to put her first, and we know what happens. Now, there's an exception to every rule, but it's going to be very difficult in today's age to maintain any sort of love, romance, happiness, and companionship. I think, you know what it comes down to? It comes down to companionship. That's it. You don't get companionship anymore. The romance wears off. The loyalty was never there to begin with. They have too many options in their phone. So it's you or her. Make the decision wisely. One decision is going to lead to a place called misery. The other is going to lead to a town called difficulty, but to frustration, but to ultimate peace and happiness. Right? It is difficult. It's difficult. It's frustrating at times, but it ultimately leads to a town called peace and happiness. Those are the two choices you have. Rebel against defeat, been investing in stocks and crypto, no more investing in women. Perfect investment. At least you'll get a return on investment. Black Earth, good to see you. Let's see. Jay Stowe, Rad, I listen to you all the time. Just curious, you always say they come back. Did your ex ever try to come back? I get texts all the time, 6 years later. You can call it what you want. But if you're really over someone, you don't ask about things that are outside of anything to do with kids. So they all come back. Matt Downer, good to see you, brother. You choose yourself, of course. I'm going to give you an A+ on that one. You choose yourself, right? Mm-hmm. That is the key. I mean, if you really think about it, again, we hammer this down. We hammer this. I got to hammer it myself every day as well. You know? The reality is this. The more we invest in a woman, the less we get in return. Now, there is a she literally is... Guys, she basically said, guys, invest in yourself. Don't go after these gals anymore. There's very few women that will say that. You probably count them on your hand in this whole world. But she's saying she sees it's a shit show as well. So it's not only the men, these bitter men, who hurt you men. These men have no game. You know, you get to the point where you build your life, not hers. You can never build a castle big enough for her. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So that's the reality. It's you or her. I mean, I think that's another tenet of this thinking. If I put the investment into myself to improve myself, to hit the links at 5 in the morning like Timmy does, to make great states, to take care of myself, you know, if I need a little hustle on the side, it's easy to get. You're in and out 2 or 3 times and that's it. And you're going to have a wonderful life. You're going to be happier. I bet you're not going to have high blood pressure. You're going to be peaceful, and you know what's under the cover. See, this is all it is. We're just realizing and understanding female nature. That's it. Once you understand it, once you understand that how you love is different how she loves, you're not going to make the mistake of giving your whole heart away into something that eventually has a 95 to 98% chance of it not working out. You know it's not going to work out emotionally or mentally because dopamine wears off. You get tired of each other. Physically, that's going away too. It's like a battery. We talked about it. It's charged 100% that day you open the box, but every day after that it goes 99.5, 99.3. It just keeps going downhill until eventually you can't charge it anymore. You're done. There's nothing to do. There's no spice to add to it that's going to make it brand new again. Grant, LA. The most loving parents, relatives, and wives commit murder with smiles on their faces. They force us to destroy the person we really are, a subtle kind of murder. Stay single, make your own path. I think that's wise. Those are wise words, my friend. Senor Bills, the self-investment is the better alternative. 100%. You have no game. You're gay. Who hurt you? Will Murphy. The internet really exposed female nature. It accelerated it, but it definitely made social media and tech, the phone, Steve Jobs, if you really want to get to the point of who really pushed this on, when that iPhone, Greg Adams talks about iPhone 4 just being a game changer for everything. Instagram, you know, real-time apps. So, hey, Steve Jobs helped accelerate female nature. But he also helped us understand it. So it was a double-edged sword. He allowed women to voluntarily expose what they are and how they live and what options they seek. And it gave us the technology to fight back by removing ourselves from relationships, removing ourselves from that hamster wheel that never, ever stops. Yep. Trong, but like you, my wallet is fat. There you go. Ain't that the truth? Timmy Kramer, I sit outside a coffee shop and ask the women who come in one question. What? I don't cook anymore. I don't need to. Betty Crocker. They probably don't know who Betty Crocker is anymore. Cut your losses, Matt says, from female nature, forge your own path, 100%. Retro Gamers in the house. John Boston, homeboys in the house from Boston. Speaking of Boston, I just watched on the plane the Aaron Hernandez story of the tight end that was in prison for murder and then he hung himself. And a lot of Boston stuff in there, John. So I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Aaron Hernandez Undercover. I don't know, something. It was interesting. The dude he had some serious brain damage. All right, the homie Brandon. The reality is the majority of women won't bring you peace, quiet, and freedom. When you put a woman first, she will try to change you. She'll try to drive you towards what she wants and her hobbies. Yes. Now, I have a theory on that. Brandon Holmes in the house. The introduction of the cell phone and social media is a double-edged sword for intersexual dynamics between men and women. But at least we can see the truth of it. Yes, it brought us the truth and the understanding. So it did help, but it also hurt. Right? Yeah. Absolutely, John. Kurt Shamrock, Gloria Steinberg is POS. I would agree. Brandon Holmes, I can't even be mad at the rules of the game anymore. They are what they are. I think you just hit it on the head. It's not, I have a theory. Why do women want to tie you down? They want all your attention on them. They want you to give everything to them, to basically be their indentured servant. Now, I have a theory on that. This theory is my theory, but the reality is this. In the days of the caveman, when the caveman went out and slayed the dragon, brought back the meat, protected from warring tribes, that woman never had the guy by her side. Number one, it created mystery, and she loved the fact that he was out fending for his family and for her and for the offspring. But at the same time, I think DNA rewired itself to trap the guy mentally and emotionally so that guy would never leave her side. Like the caveman did in the days, would be gone for 2-3 weeks at a time. She'd be scared. She'd be worried. So I think something triggered, and that's why they become the way they become. They don't want to lose the guy, but by trying to trap the guy, they lose the guy eventually, and they lose everything within it. So that's my theory. Figure out what you think. But I was thinking about that a couple weeks ago. Yep, I would agree, Kurt. Quit your BS relationship. Do what you love. You can always get another grant. Yep. They're just a pain in the ass now. John Boston. Yep, saw that. You got to watch it, you guys, if you haven't seen an interesting perspective. John Boston. Understanding female nature from a red pill perspective is a superpower. 100%. Work with all women so their value has sunk in rock bottom. Definitely not getting married. Working with women is a pain. Batman. Truth. Jawara, new gal left for Dexter before the first throw. No. Is that a surprise? It's either you or her, my friend. My purpose, Black Earth, is becoming a Navy SEAL, and hopefully I will be selected from SEAL Team 6. Woman will never limit these purposes, and I think the red pill and black pill saved my life. Good for you, man. Go for it. Put everything you build out. That's your love life right there. You want a love life? You be a Navy SEAL. You eat, drink, and sleep that 100%. You put the video games down. You put the BS down. You get your ass out. You lift that log over your head by yourself, even not during training. You can do it. It's harder to go through a divorce than I think being a SEAL team. So good for you. Tonight's a slow Wednesday. I wonder if Granny is around. She's throwing frisbees on the corner. She's got her Twizzlers and her bus pass. Retro Gamer 82. When I did security in a condo, I saw firsthand what women were doing. They usually had dogs. They were single and had guys coming and going. Uber Eats deliveries. 100%, man. I lived in an apartment when I first moved out. Guess what? On my kitchen table. St. Patty's Day. Can you believe that? But now I enjoy it. So happy anniversary. I look back on it now and it's a wonderful gift. That's the deal. Mike Tyson, as soon as the money goes, then so does the hose, right? 100% Kurt. Do you think caveman became stepfathers when a woman had a child with a man? Nope. Did financial issues have anything to do with your work? Of course it did. I had no financial problems. It was the fact that I would not buy what she wanted at any given time. So I was financially abusive, apparently. I figured buying a $150,000 Land Rover was not a very prudent idea when you had 3 little kids and you're saving for college and things like that, but I might be wrong. Yeah, if you're making $1.5 million a year, 150 grand is not a big deal. But I don't agree with that. That's a stupid investment, number one, but I was the controlling one because I wouldn't buy her a Land Rover, a Range Rover. So yes, financial issues are in every relationship because if you don't buy them what they want, you're financially controlling. Ramirez Reyes, good to see you. Rad, I know a woman who's a BBW and sent me a pic and she was on a bus. Did you ask? You should have asked her if she had Twizzlers to come and bring, if she had the chocolate Twizzlers. If she got chocolate or the rainbow ones. What do you think of David Goggins? I find value in his story. I checked him out. He's the bald black guy, right? That says just kick ass. Yeah, I liked it. I like some of his stuff. I've watched 4 or 5 videos. He does have a good story. He's all about pushing you, man. Pushing yourself. Just booked my fifth week of beachside San Diego camping for September. Skiing Flagstaff this Tuesday. Freedom. Jeez, guys, this is the life you have. No problem with nagging. Now, I went to a specific area and we had a great time, me, myself, and I. Great. I could do what I want, walk where I want, sit where I want, eat what I want, drink what I want. I didn't have anyone around me. Oh, I had gals checking me out. And then I, was able to speak. I speak Spanish, so I didn't have a problem. But guys, it's freedom. It's freedom when you understand what you have. What if I took someone? He's been nagging the whole time. I don't want to have talk. It's too spicy. It's too hot. He's looking at me weird. I don't feel safe. No, I'm done with that. Put 20 years into that. I put 20 years into vacations. It was never the right hotel. If it was a Hyatt, it wasn't the Four Seasons. If it wasn't the Four Seasons, it wasn't the Trump Tower. You know what I mean? You just could never win. The plane got in late. She didn't like the smell of the leather in the taxi. Again, that's just how she's wired. You got to deal with it. Just like did Batman say it? Once you know what up, it's a good thing. St. Patty's has a lot of thoughts plowed like mad. Hey guys, do you want to go get Easy Pea Sleeve? Go and have a Guinness at an Irish bar. Those chicks are all in heat right now. Grant, LA, is it me or are women getting whiter and shorter? It's very rare to see a tall woman with long legs. It is very rare. And if you see them, they're usually all together. They're looking for their billionaire dark man that will do everything they want. What does Greg Adams say? She wider than she tall. That's my favorite thing he said. She's wider than she's tall. That's the way it's going. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, absolutely, Grant. All Tinder matches under 25 would end up being, that's all they are. Good for you, Jor, for saying that. Atrocious. Happy St. Patty's Day to you too, my friend. Let's see. Black Earth, I'm not letting my ego go, but always dedicate myself. Just embrace pain, just embrace stress, just embrace training yourself, and embrace competition, 100%. T. Hayes, do you know any good red pill books? No More Mr. Nice Guy. Read the one called The Reverend, The Predatory Female. Read Greg Adams' books. Those would be good. De-Evolution and Free Agent Lifestyle. Cars are a wasting asset until they have to buy their own. Yep. Andrew Briggs, hey, Rad. You said you're in sales. What is the best traits or skills you have to be successful in sales? Confidence. Don't worry about no's. You got something you believe in, you let people know that. That's all you need. Confidence and persistence. Don't look like a dipshit. Just be a consultative type salesperson. Just be yourself, man. People can smell sliminess a mile away. If you believe in a product and you're confident about it, then you let people know. You let them choose how it's made their life better. If you come across her, don't take her home, 100%. Yes, 100%, John. Ask for the order. Ask for the check. Ask to do business. Hey, when can we bring in this technology to help your team? When can you write me the check? When can you sign the contract? Absolutely. Guys are afraid of doing that. It's a simp. Just ask for the damn business. People appreciate that. Trong Lu, let's see. He can do pull. Yeah, he's got some, that Goggin guy, he's got some pretty amazing workout. Get Guinness wasted on me. There you go. It's hard to get wasted on Guinness, though. See, John Boston, I saw 3 girls in their early 20s. They're all close to 190. There you go. And you know what? They think they're still princesses. That's the delusion. No, it's not healthy. Kevin Samuels goes off on that. I like it when he talks to these gals about their weight and they're 180 and 5'1". Disgusting. Kurt Shamrock, I can't stand speaking with women for more than a few seconds. It's really hard for me. It lowers my IQ. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, what are you really going to say if you're not in a heated romantic, I want to get her back and make out with her? What are you going to say? You talk about your job? Do you want to know about her job? Do you want to know about her family? I mean, do you really want to know about that? No. You want to know the quickest way to knock boots. That's it. Jay Ryder, good to see you. On my third date, she finally tells me she has 2 kids, but they live with their father. Oh, there's a huge red flag right there. Why do they live with the father? Addiction, BPD, court order. Women over 30 obsessed with cat and dogs. Yep. David Goggins didn't mind losing his hair at 19. Dude, Jawara, will you just shave that damn head of yours? Who cares? You're putting too much validation in your hair. It's okay. There's so much. When I shaved it, it's great. You can pull just as many chicks. And black dudes look good bald. And I like the dreads if you can keep them, but you'll look good without it too. You work for CA. That's funny. I remember those guys 20 years ago. Used to work for Intersolve and Marin. We competed with you. CA, they buy companies and they never update the products, and they would buy these companies that would just that you couldn't leave the company to leave that software to go to another. You were locked in. They had a cash cow. Interesting, John. How tall are you? 5'10". They asked me what you do for a living. I like to say I'm a squirrel looking for a nut. That's about it. I say people bend over to show me their problems. There you go. I've noticed lots of gals hiding their kids. I think you're noticing something, that they're realizing that there's so much talk about dating single mothers on the internet that people are scared of that shit. They don't want to do it. It's too risky. There's no rewards out of it. You're last. And yeah, I mean, look, if you're only going to hang out with them for 2 to 3 times, just tell them like you're a financial consultant or something. You don't need to tell them anything. If you sell software, tell them you're a inventor for software. You know, you run a company. Just they don't need to know shit, right? They're only doing that to validate who you are. Don't validate them. That's giving them free attention. Again, you're a squirrel looking for a nut. Batman, it's good. It was 60 degrees today. It was really good. Getting ready for the mountain bike to come out. Probably this weekend. I might ride some lower trails. They're not too muddy. CA was a big scam of a company. Of course it was. But people made some dough out of that. I know that. What if seriously don't have any interest in women anymore? I mean, it stressed me out too. Well, do you not have women physically or women romantically, like a companionship? Those are 2 different things. If you're not interested in them, then don't worry about it. Work on yourself. Again, you can go get what you need in Reno or Vegas or wherever you want. It ain't too hard. But if that's not important to you, then you're fine. Maybe it's not important now. It might be important down the road. And if you need to lay horizontally, it's okay. Just don't LTR, short term only, 6 weeks or less. CA is now Broadcom. Yep. Did the guy from Broadcom, wasn't he this like, what was his deal with him? Didn't he have some like weird criminal party hooker type? He was a weird duck. I think it was Broadcom. Sick Vlad, good to see you. Did you get recognized in public? No. Johnny Kramer, Timmy Kramer, never tell a woman anything about yourself. I tell them I'm broke but happy with a huge smile. Yeah. Tell them you make a few shekels to pay for a Burger King Whopper every other week on Whopper Wednesday. Women, Ryan Hayes says, women are opportunistic, period. Yes. That is where their love is, in opportunities of bigger or better or more resources. That's okay. We understand it. NRLJ. Are you MGTOW? I subscribe to MGTOW philosophies, but I'm not anti-woman. And I am going my own way. So I guess it depends on what you would think MGTOW is. If I avoid women, no. I avoid long-term relationships, cohabs, marriages, and kids, but with others. Short-term only. After 4 to 5 weeks, the dopamine's off. Who cares? You got to understand that going in. But do I do it all the time? No. I mean, I'm not always looking. I might be 6 months dry. I don't care. But I don't say I'm not interested, because I might be interested. Doc has me on a DHT blocker. Yep, that should. Yeah, DHT is one of them. If I would have known that, I would have saved my hair. Look at Saul Palmetto for DHT block. When a woman asks you what you have in your portfolio, that's when you say goodbye. Yep, 100%. She's looking. She's fishing. Victor Cervantes. Don't forget, guys, it's all about you make yourself happy, not women. Happy women are disposable. It's not your problem if she is happy. Exactly. Kurt Samrock has a woman crying over him. She is too much into her feelings. I don't want to be with her. After 3 days, I'm tired of her. Just get in and get out. That's me, my solution. Know the risks and the rewards. So many feminists, John. They're everywhere. I can imagine Boston's got a ton of them. That snooty East Coast like woman vibe. QB Film Room, good to see you. They are, and in those opportunities, they will fool us. Yes, women want nothing more than a free dinner. Don't give them that. Matt says, how is the food in Utah? Not as good as the West Coast or the East Coast, but it's decent. It's getting better. Lots of Californians moving in. Got some good Thai and Indian restaurants that I like. They are elite actors, yes. Nick E, just become Mormon where you can have like 5 wives. You know, that's not a bad thing. Greg Adams talks about that, but that's too much pressure, man. You have to minimum date 100 grand, make 100 grand to date women from St. George. Or how many women are in St. George? I mean, you know, well, you know, it's a resort place. It's, you know, so it's not like there's a lot unless they're teaching yoga to the 60-year-old retirees. But I don't know. I mean, I think you're right. I think you need some dough. Sick Vlad, I'm growing facial hair, so being a bald brother looks fire. Guys, just shave your head. Shave it and tan it. And if you're black, even better. I mean, all black guys look great bald. White guys, if you can tan good, tan that head, you know, don't look so pasty white. You know, go to a tanning, put some self-tan cream, go sit out in the sun. If you get a little color, you're fine. Dude, bald is totally it. It's been like that for 20 years. Women don't care. In fact, they also, you know, they like guys that are bald and with hair. They just like confident men. 90% of women over 40 look gross. I would agree. I wonder if acting like a simp she will get tired of me. Like, oh, you want to play that game? Yeah, you know, you might reverse it. Get all needy, see what she does. Actually, do that for an experiment. Get all needy, lovey-dovey, and see how fast she pulls away. Then you've proven it. NRLJ, keep up the motivation. Womanism is a disease up here in Canada, Retro Gamer. Yep. Ian Blades in the house. Our system is set up so only submissive men can have families. It's meant to make us docile and subservient. I would agree with that. What does DHEA do for you? I love DHEA. It's a precursor to testosterone. 200 milligram or 100 milligrams is what you want to take. Look up DHEA on YouTube. There's an old black boxer that all he does is talk about it. Yep. Women can't evenly make it to Bud Navy SEALs training, and not hating them, but can't. Again, exactly. I have a friend that's a fire chief, He has a quota of people he has to hire by color and creed, as well as by sex. He says after 23, the women break down physically and cannot do the same physical fitness tests, so they have to restructure the tests for them so that they can pass them. But would you want, again, if there is a burn, this is what you ask a feminist. If the house is burning down, can you carry me out? They can't. There's probably 2% of women that can carry a man. 2%. Can most men carry women? I'd say 80% of men could carry a woman out. That is why we're not equal. And it has nothing to do with thought. It is all about physical. That's all it has to do with. Victor Cervantes, I'm not happy anymore. I have to find someone that makes me happy. Yes. Mm-hmm. They're never happy. Because they're constantly seeking, they're constantly acquiring, they're constantly looking for the bigger, better option. They're not content by just sitting there and just meditating and just being okay with life. They're missing out. They have that FOMO, fear of missing out on everything. Do I think what pickup artists teach is good? No. Toxic masculinity, remove warriors from society. Yes. Yeah, there's a huge agenda, guys. Again, you pick her or you pick you. Here's the deal with pickup artists, Andrew. The rules have changed. Okay, the way you don't. There's a big movement for information on how to get chicks. It's not hard. Don't pursue them. Let them pursue you. Be mysterious. Go to a club. Sit at the bar by yourself. Look fit. Don't talk to them. Make no eye contact. Go to a gym. Don't stare at them. Don't ask them out. See, everything they teach is contrary to what they're seeking. Think about that. Everything they teach, they're telling you to approach. No, that's simp behavior. I will only approach if I get a clue. I'll tell you the quick story here real quick. Neighbor paid $105,000 for hair transplant. Oh my gosh, what an idiot. You can't sustain it and it looks horrible. What's the black boxer DHEA channel? I don't know. I'll find it. Send me an email. I'll figure it out. Just type in DHEA black boxer. He's an old guy. That's all he talked about, guys. And he was like, no, I think it was a fitness guy. It was a fitness guy. Yeah, bodybuilder. DHEA black bodybuilder. I'm better living alone through van life. Have no friends. Going off. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Check out that movie Nomad. It's kind of a downer, but the guy that runs it, he actually runs his own channel. They talk about it. People they're living life free. It's all about freedom now. Who gives a fuck about the money, the watch you're wearing? You want to be free. Peace. Peace is the new Bitcoin. Getting harder and harder for women nowadays. Yeah, ain't that right, sweet Padre? Good to see you. Solitude is profit. Good to see you, my friend. You will lose too much. I don't know what you meant, Kurt. Timian's hair. When you got divorced, did you end up losing a lot of weight? Yes, I lost 30 pounds. Yes, in the first 6 months. Yeah, I went through that phase of sadness and fear at times, and then I had a really good friend that pulled me up, and from then on it was moving forward. Started lifting weights, started watching what I ate, and so forth. Okay, I gotta tell you this quick story. So I'm sitting at this little bistro Monday night, and before I walk in, I'm like, hey, is this place good? And the gal's like, yeah, we come here every year. And I'm like, and she was cute. She was probably my age, blonde, and you could tell totally. I just asked her a question: is this place any good? Because she was out on the patio, and she goes, yeah, they make great ribs, slow roasted ribs or whatever. So I walked in, and I said, great. And I'm sitting at the table, and then she And I kind of looked over because there was a band playing, and she looks at me and she smiles. Well, about an hour later, they're getting up to go. Well, I'm getting up to pay my check, and the bartender comes over and he goes, "Hey, this is for you. That table bought it for you." So I look over, and sure enough, which table? That table with the blonde. So she looked at me, and I said, "Thank you." And I went like this, "Come here." She came to me, and I said, "Thank you so much for doing that. That's great. Appreciate it." She goes, "Yeah, I figured, we told you to come and check it out. We figured it'd be great." So she goes, "Where are you from?" And I told her where I'm from, what her name is. Well, I find out she's married and the husband is sitting at the table. She tells me her age, and I said, "Oh my gosh, you don't look your age." And she was 2 years older than me. And she goes, I said, "Man, if you weren't with your husband, I'd be hanging out with you right now." She goes, "You would be." So here she buys me something, and then she introduced me to husband. Total simp, guys. "Hi, I'm Scott." Just real wimpy, just lost his mojo. I mean, you could tell this chick was. I was dressed. I always dress with my boots, and very masculine looking, and I just saw it in action. She bought me a drink in front of her husband, and then when I motioned to come here, she came. I would have hit it that night, to guarantee it. She said, "Hey, whenever you're in Seattle, look us up." I mean, if her husband wasn't there that night, she would have been walking back with me. Guarantee it. There's a woman dating coach on here that always contradicts what she says. Is it that Marnie chick? The divorce diet, yes. Divorce will either push you into massive depression or to restart your life. And that's what it did for me. I did not want her to win, and I figured if I became a loser, she would win. That was my thinking. Revenge is a dish best served cold. That's all I want. Peace that comes with self-acceptance. Good job, Brandon. 2020 taught me what really mattered in life. Finances, health, peace, and quiet. It taught you. Yes. Lots of MGTOW men gravitating towards NOLA girl and Marnie the wing. I'm not a believer in that NOLA girl. I am not a believer in that NOLA girl. She talks a good game, but her little family, what she's got going, says she's seeks total. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. My brother lost 40 pounds after his divorce and canceled a $2 million. Good. I canceled mine too, man. There's no reason. Why have life insurance? His divorce and canceled a $2 million. Good. I canceled mine too, man. There's no reason. Why have life insurance? You